All right, Graeme, we're back.
We are.
Thank you for being back on the podcast. It's been exactly 100 episodes. So much has changed in the last 1 year. Why don't you give me a bit of a high-level overview of like some of the key milestones that have been ticked off?
Oh, mate, where do we even start? So we're just over a year ago, right? And what did we talk about last time? We talked about the goal for the Porsche, the goal, setting goals so high that if you achieve them, you're stoked. The goal to get the house, to do the reno, to grow the business. Anything else off the top of your head?
I remember just the sentiment around aiming big and just being unrealistic. That was the big thing that I remember from our episode. And I guess like having 12 months elapsed, you've proven that, you've demonstrated it, and like it's really cool to be able to look back on that last episode as a time capsule in a vault, right?
Yes.
And so I think, like visually the Porsche has been a cool goal to tick off, but it wasn't just Porsches, right? Like you had to move through a couple of other milestones to get to the Porsche. So like the revenue in the house.
Yes.
Tell us about that mindset. Like what sort of, was it the Porsche that you were mostly focused on, or was it a combination of all those goals?
It was a combination of the Porsche and the revenue. And then the house was sort of like a check box that I had to tick before I was allowed to go get that Porsche.
Yeah.
Just to, I guess, be a bit more sensible with my money.
Yeah. It's really cool. And I've used this a lot recently, just in either coaching or just conversations in general around setting goals that are both like emotive. So like they've got an emotional element to it. Revenue is great, but it's also quite like one-dimensional, and it's not necessarily what you can like look at the screen with numbers on it, right? Whereas like an actual car or something of that nature, it's a bit easier to get behind, right?
It's physical, like literally get behind the wheel.
Yeah. So do you think that helped pull you along?
100%.
Yeah.
It's you're right. It is tough to just look at numbers on a screen and be like, oh man, like that's really cool. Whereas something that's physical, it's more of a you have it or you don't. Whereas numbers are kind of like, you can incrementally get there. So if you get like most of the way there, it's not like, oh yeah, I got there.
Yeah, it's a good point. Did you have any like anti-climax after getting the Porsche? Was there any like what next? Or like was there any feeling of lost, or was it?
No, not really.
Nah, you were just on to the next thing, right?
Yeah. There's always new things to chase. So.
Yeah. It's actually a really good question about what that next sort of fun goal is, if there is one.
I haven't necessarily thought too far ahead. Like I've got ideas, like a GT3 RS. I guess that's a fun goal, right? Maybe going traveling for a bit. I got a few trips booked now, which will be quite cool. But there's not necessarily one big fun goal that I've set. And I know we've talked about that, but you're right. Maybe there is a bit of what's next, because I know there's like a few things that I'd aspire to, but there's not a clear fun goal that I've got set.
Maybe there could be value in doing that.
I think so.
Yeah. It's just funny how like you have such an emphasis on one thing for 12 months at least, right? And then it gets ticked off, and so I think it's natural to have a bit of a lull, or just like a recalibration. So I guess just look at the last couple of months as that phase, right?
For sure.
Yeah. And so I guess just overall business wise, like there's been so much change. Like you were a sole trader when we were last in here.
Yeah, exactly. So we had that big revenue goal, and you could have said it was unrealistic, right? And I got 90% of the way there last year, and if we actually look at the last 12 months, I've hit and exceeded that goal. So setting those high goals, and then if you fall a little bit short, you're still super happy, and if you exceed it, you're fucking stoked.
Yeah.
So that definitely has some merit behind that. But yeah, obviously Sam and I have merged since we were last on the podcast. That is really, really cool. It doesn't feel like it's just a high-paying freelancing job. It's an actual business. We've got a team of 6, soon to be 7. We've brought James Wallace on board. We're building up the advertising side of Agentary, so we're a full-service real estate marketing agency. We're creating the ability to be able to get stuff done without just Sam or myself being the one doing it.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, such a metamorphosis, right? To go from, as you say, like being self-employed, doing well, but now like incorporating elements of scale and I guess flexibility a bit more with time and
Yeah.
resourcing, right?
Because that's what was capping us. There's only 24 hours in a day and you have to sleep for 8 of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
ideally.
Ideally, yeah. You don't have to sleep for 8, as Forbes would say, but yeah.
The Whoop will soon tell you though,
Yeah,
right?
it catches up to you.
It'll tell you if there's a deficit there.
Yes.
Yeah. And so partnership, investor, team, office. I don't think you had the office.
No, we didn't. So yeah, Sam and I, we've got an office now. We're building that out. We're getting a podcast recording studio in there. So we're going to film some of our own content. Don't know if we'll have a podcast, but maybe down the line that comes. But it's for clients who want to come and film some content.
Yeah.
We've got the whole team set up in there, editing studio, photo studio, boardroom. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so good.
I think I was working out of the lounge at my flat with Ben last podcast.
Yes.
So big change.
Man, that seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
I actually was just down that street earlier. I was filming the house next door. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was a bit of a full circle moment.
Oh, there you go. If I could interrupt the podcast for one moment, I want to say a big thank you to one of our sponsors, Stoke Homes. Whether it's your first home or your dream home, think Stoke Homes. Thank you. And so what have you learned? Like, has there been like one obvious thing like you've learned just through like the hiring process and like building the team and
It's a whole different skill set. Yeah, it's a whole different skill set. So you can have your own thing running and it can go really well. But actually being a manager, like operating with people and making sure stuff gets done to the same standard that you've been producing, that is like really, really a different skill set. It's something that I'm still learning, Sam's still learning. It's not something not something that everyone's just given. I'm sure there's some people out there who are naturally really good at that, but that's our next step and that's what we're learning at the moment.
Yeah. Would you say that you've found that harder or easier than doing, say, like the longer hours and like working really hard from a sales and delivery standpoint?
I think it's been really, really good all around in my life having that. I've been able to get way more into the gym recently. Like I've only skipped a couple of workouts in the last 3 weeks, which is awesome. Compared to this time last year, I would have been maybe going to the gym once or twice a week if I'm lucky. And that's something I love the gym. So having to skip that was a big sacrifice for me. And now I've been able to get back into that. And I think the Whoop's been it's been a big factor in that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Whoop's great, isn't it?
As you've found recently.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's I don't know, like after having the Aura for 3 years, Aura Ring, and just looking at the data but not really understanding it or not knowing what to do with it. Whereas with this, it's just so easy to understand and like visually you can see trends a lot easier. So
I think there's a really big community around the Whoop as well. Like what I've noticed, a lot of people in this space have been getting them recently. Our whole team's got them.
Really?
Yeah.
Mandatory requirement?
Mandatory requirement. Not quite, but may as well make it one going forward.
Yeah.
So we can see why someone's not performing or big night last night.
Oh yeah, do you have them on the community?
No, we don't. We're not actually doing that.
You could though.
We could, yeah. Yeah, we could.
Maybe that's actually a practical idea.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
You know, like if you can see someone's like stressed or strained, like you don't see the intricate details, but
No.
I don't know, maybe that's appropriate, maybe it's not.
We could test it out.
We, just off on a tangent, we had this thing in Sri Lanka, like with the 9 of us, like we'd have this thing each morning where we'd just like go around in a circle and be like, what's your number today? Like between 1 and 5. 5's amazing, like I'm pumped up. 1's like, I'm not doing too good. Like I'm either sick or just, I don't know, just not doing very well. So it's quite a good like way to get a vibe check on people.
That worked well for you guys?
Yeah, really good. Yeah,
Nice.
Especially like with a group of lads, you know, like it'd be really, really easy to just, I don't know, give someone a hard time, whereas like, they might be really stressed about something or.
And if you guys are on the road for a long time, like you can start to feel out of routine and.
100%. Yeah. So I guess like the Whoop data would just be a way to do that virtually, right?
Yeah. A trip Whoop community.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I've noticed a lot of people having them lately or getting them.
That's so good.
And I guess like what happens is like one person gets them, then they're like maybe significant other gets one, and then you know you wear it to work, and then your workmates get one.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you reckon for the next 12 months? You know, like that's something that I quite like about this podcast is having the past, present, and future.
Okay.
So if you had to make some predictions on the next 12 months,
we could be global next 12 months.
Global.
So we've got the opportunity over in Melbourne there's work for us there when we're ready. Same with Queenstown, Auckland. So that is definitely on the cards. It's a big matter of getting Christchurch operating, where Sam or myself could go overseas, go to Queenstown, go to Auckland, and set stuff up over there, while everything's happening in Christchurch and operating smoothly, and then sort of creating Christchurch as that hub where, we're shooting in Queenstown, shooting in Melbourne, that work's getting sent back to Christchurch, and that's being handled here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big step.
That is a big step.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess with what you're doing, I guess it's always a tricky move going international, unless maybe you're shipping product. But even then, it's still quite challenging. So, yeah, that's a big step.
Yeah. It's not guaranteed, obviously, but if it works for us, like we go over there, we find it works, then we can start to scale that overseas as well. And, Australia's prices are like double, triple what we're charging in Christchurch. So very quickly that can become quite profitable.
Yeah, right. For the same output, or?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is that just the Australian economy being different?
Yeah, it's a lot better. And I guess it's almost more valued over there because you've got so much on the market, it's harder to stand out. So people who can make you stand out really well, they're rewarded handsomely for it.
Yeah, right. And do you think that's also partly based on the property pricing being higher?
I think so, yeah. You can afford to spend more on a property when the property's $5 million compared to one.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Wow. And what else do you think will be happening business-wise? So potentially in different cities, different countries.
Yeah.
Estimate on headcount? What would you?
In a year, we're a team of just about 7. So I'd say probably a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dozen.
Yeah. Okay.
And, maybe 2 people in Queenstown, 2 people in Auckland, a couple people in Melbourne. So, it could be even more than that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned you got a few trips booked in as well?
Yes. So obviously last year I was planning on going to America, going to watch the NBA. Didn't quite happen. Had to cancel last minute for some certain reasons, but we got there in the end. We didn't get there yet, but we're about to. So going to watch the Thunder play.
Wow.
Go to LA, maybe see LeBron. That's gonna be pretty cool.
How good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all locked in?
It's all locked in, so that's happening in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be operating, and I'm only I'm gone for 4 of the next 5 weekends, but I'm only gone for 5 business days.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got the long weekend, and then I'm doubling up on weekends. So, yeah, it works quite well there.
Yeah, got it. Nice. And what else is going to happen over the next 12 months?
Yeah, good question.
Fitness, maintain
that. Yeah, getting jacked, obviously. Yeah. So,
obviously.
I've been working out consistently for a while now, or inconsistently for a while now. So now that I've dialed in the nutrition, dialing in the workouts, hopefully we're going to see some good progress there.
Yeah. Do you break your focuses down into 90-day periods, like into quarters?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, end of last year was just getting shit done in the business. There was no choice because the work was there. And if it didn't get done, it would go to competitors. So the focus was just locking in, making sure all that work gets done, clients are happy, and we're maintaining clients, because I knew that Sam and I were merging soon. So it was only going to be a short period of time, and then, we're going to have that team there, that capacity to actually handle that work, and we're not going to have to be putting on those same hours that we have been putting in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love that idea of the different quarters, different focuses, especially having awareness for what's coming. So for me, Q3 of this year is all about health and fitness.
Yes.
And so subconsciously I'm thinking about it, and I'm just planning out in my head, what does that mean? What does it look like?
Yeah. What's Q2 for you?
Business growth.
Okay.
Yeah. So just building revenue, building clients, getting the marketing dialed in. Basically anything that's going to contribute toward top line revenue growth.
Yes.
Yeah. Got Anaru starting shortly, so that's cool. That's a big step.
Yeah, that is a huge step.
And so getting him set up, that'll be massively important. But that and revenue growth. Yeah. So that's me. But my pre-organized question of the podcast, Graeme, I don't normally do this, but I felt today, I felt the urge. The question is, what do you think is the most important characteristic of an entrepreneur / business owner?
And you haven't asked this before?
No, but I might make it a regular thing.
Okay. I think just being optimistically unrealistic. just like knowing your ability and being able to exceed that. Yeah, put in a lot of work beyond what people think is realistic and just absolutely achieve and perform at a very, very high level.
And having that optimism that it'll all work out
Yes.
and that it'll all be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
Like knowing that if you give it your all, it can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And obviously it can, but if you go into it with that mindset that it can't go wrong, then a lot of the times you're going to get a really good result.
Yeah, you definitely can't be a pessimist or a naysayer, right?
No, not at all. No, because if you're thinking like, it's going to be shit, then it's probably going to be shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, the man who says he can and the man who says he can't, they're both right.
Yeah. I like that.
That's a saying that I really like. So.
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? And I think like having done that neurofit and just like unraveling a bit of that like self-talk that we've all got, you know, and like generally for me, like generally it's pretty positive, but there's still things that are not positive. Like there's still
Of course.
beliefs and like weird stuff that, you know, exist that I'm trying to like counteract. But
yes.
But I love that optimism though. That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you expect other answers might be? Or what would your answer to that be?
I mean, I think I could argue so many different things. Like I could argue like Sam this morning mentioned like grit.
Yes.
So like determination and just like perseverance to keep on going, even when it's like not fun or things are like unbearable.
Yeah.
So that's something that you could probably argue as well. I think for me, like having like people skills, like the people part of it, I think that's like one of those non-negotiables, because I think if you're weak in that area, it's going to be just really hard to like, you know, it's going to be hard to sell. It's going to be hard to like lead people. It's going to be hard to find good contractors, you know, like everything's just going to be quite hard. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a combination.
Absolutely. There's no one skill.
No, there's not one. It's just, I don't know. It's just interesting hearing different people's takes, right? And it'll probably vary a lot based on the season they're in and what they're going through.
Yes.
Yeah. But optimism, I like it.
Yeah,
Unreasonable
absolutely.
optimism.
Unreasonable optimism.
Yeah. Are you reading a book at the moment?
I'm not.
No.
But one that I have, and you suggested it, is Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell.
Yeah.
And that is, that's the chapter that Sam and I are in at the moment, right? It's, you know, we've been doing those like 16, 17-hour days. So it's, trying to step back while still maintaining that level of output. And that's where having the team comes on board.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the absolute Bible of a book.
It is. I think if there's like probably one book for how to grow a business, it might be Buy Back Your Time.
It's up there.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah, I like the practical nature of it.
The worksheets helps you apply everything you learn in that book.
Yeah, and the I think it's called the buyback ladder or the ladder. It's the sequence basically.
Yes.
You know, so you start with admin, then like sales, management, leadership. But yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Just had a couple of copies arrive actually.
Okay.
Just before, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
client gifts.
Great book, client gifts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
And it's good to have a couple of copies in stock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got an all-time favorite book?
That's a really good question. That's definitely up there. Reading has been something I've sacrificed recently. Yeah. So like I'll listen to audiobooks. Stuff by Grant Cardone's really good. My mind's blanking. I can't
Totally
think of
blank
it right now.
Put on the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people ask me for book recommendations, and because I've read quite a few, but I definitely struggle at times to recommend them when put on the spot.
I read a lot growing up.
Did you?
Yeah, heaps growing up. And through high school, I'd listen to heaps of audiobooks while I was out working on the farm. But yeah, that's something that I haven't really been doing recently. And it's fine. Like, you know, you said chapters, how the business operates. You have certain chapters of your life where you're going to be doing more of something and less of other things. And that's probably where I've been.
Yeah,
I've not really been in like a learning chapter, or at least learning from books recently.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Yeah. You wonder if like all that information that you've consumed is stored somewhere in your subconscious.
Yes.
Because, you know, like it's pretty hard to remember a whole book.
Yeah.
Or even premise of a book sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I find with listening to audiobooks is sometimes it's not actually, I find myself zoning out and having to rewind and listen to it. Like, Hormozi's stuff is really good. $1 Million Leads. Yeah, that's something that I've listened to recently and that's been really good.
Yeah.
And I actually did listen to each chapter like 3 times. Like I'd listen to it, go back, listen to it, take some notes, listen to it again, take some more notes. That's been really good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that genre of book that it's like really practical.
Very
It's like
practical.
really like based on real world execution, and so like you can pretty confidently apply it, and you know, I don't know, it's just a lot better than say theoretical like
Yes.
kind of fable sort of a
Yeah.
like I think there's value.
Storybook.
Yeah, well, like sort of like Good to Great or something like that.
Absolutely.
Like it's all kind of good content, but yeah, I like the practical ones.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you reckon about the Agentary podcast? Is that on the horizon maybe, or who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. We've got a few clients who want to film podcasts. So
Yeah.
we'll have a podcast studio set up in there.
Yeah. Have you listened to many yourself recently, or
other than 10 million 10 years?
other than this one? Yeah.
James's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Business Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the one with that that mate of his, the property guy, the funny
Marty
guy?
Fox?
No, the
Matthew Horncastle?
No, the other guy, that real funny dude. Don't remember his name.
Matt Perks.
No, another
No?
one. You're getting closer.
Yeah.
Whatever it was the funniest episode I've ever listened to.
Okay. I probably didn't then.
It's worth a listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dig it up.
Okay.
But yeah,
Look for it.
hilarious. Actual laughing out loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That good.
Yeah, I'll have to look for it.
Yeah. But nothing else?
No.
No.
Not really something I've been listening to, other than your guys' podcasts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's cool. What other characteristics do you think would be important as an entrepreneur?
I think, as you said, with Sam, grit.
Yeah.
I think you've already said it, but being able to get the work done when you don't feel like it. Like, it's not all fun. It's not all fun and games.
Yeah.
The work's going to be there sometimes, and you're going to be sick, or you're going to just wake up and not want to do it or want to do anything else. But it has to be done, because if it doesn't get done, you build a bad name for yourself, and just got to make sure it gets done.
Yeah, that pressure. How do you think that it's progressively getting harder and harder, or
To get the work done?
just in general, just like in the game of business? Do you feel like you're experiencing more difficulty, or is it?
It's
just
different
different,
difficulties.
yeah.
Yeah. So, at first the difficulty was trying to get the work, and then it was trying to fulfill the work, and now it's trying to have the team producing the same work. It's all difficult, but there's different difficulties and different stages, right?
Yeah.
So our next difficulties are going to be building out a team and scaling and having 20 people that we're like paying their salaries and making sure that work gets done, the clients are happy, having clients all around the country in different countries. It's a new difficulty. Like if you asked me how to do that last year, I would have just my brain would have melted trying to figure out how that's all going to happen while I'm sitting at home trying to edit for the 8 hours a day that I'm not shooting, and then rolling out of bed and starting editing again in the morning. That was difficult. It's a different difficulty to what we're going to face these next 12 months.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like a video game, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Maxing out your character.
Yeah.
And then moving up a level and maxing out your character in the new level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder about longer term. Like, I wonder what the sort of 5-6 year sort of horizon could look like.
Yeah. We've thought about it. We don't have anything concrete and planned. I don't think I'll be shooting 5 to 6 years from now.
No.
There'll be people on the team who are far better than me.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like we're in a creative director role where, we're overseeing some of the cooler projects. We're coming up with the ideas. But then again, there's probably going to be people on the team who are more creative than me. So it's probably going to look very, very different. And we'll have people who are really specialized in what they do. and they'll be the best at what they do.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe Agentary is not even doing real estate anymore.
Who knows?
It could be a full-on creative agency.
Yes.
We just don't know. Maybe real estate videos aren't a thing anymore. It could be a lot of AI, but it's going to be evolving to those changes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could be more of a leadership role that you're in.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
It probably will be a leadership role that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
It might be we're on boards of like multiple companies. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really hard to say what 5 years will be like. From
It
now.
is, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think about that a bit with like this challenge and being like 2.5 years into it now. So like 5-6 years, it'll be like getting toward the end of it, right? It's like, that's quite daunting in a way. I think like as humans, it's difficult to conceptualize time. It's hard to understand what that means.
Yes.
Because if you look back 5 or 6 years now,
yeah,
it's like a lifetime ago, right?
It is. Yeah, I was still middle of high school. So yeah, that was very, very different. Like if you tried to give me the same problems I've got now, give them to like 15, 16-year-old me,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have known how to handle it.
No. What would you have said to yourself, like 15-year-old Graeme? Like what would you have thought you would be doing at this point?
I knew it would have been with a camera.
Really?
Yeah, I knew it would be. And I knew it would be having my own business as well. I was like very set on that throughout my high school to university. I would have said back yourself sooner and just go all in, cut out the distractions. Don't buy a PlayStation.
Buy a book?
Yeah, buy a book. No, I think the PlayStation was pretty good during COVID. But yeah, just back yourself and go all in on what you want to do and get a very clear goal. Because, I had a couple of businesses before Agentary. Agentary was initially a digital marketing company. And before that, I was drop shipping fake NBA jerseys.
That's right.
And before that, I don't even know what I was doing, but I know there were other businesses there. And, like they did all right, but nothing overly successful. And then Agentary came along and I'm like, shit, okay, there's good opportunity here. And I just went all in on it. So if that happened earlier, maybe we already are global by 2025. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's a mistake people make, is not going all in?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I probably went all in sooner than most people have, like 21 now. So most people don't know what they want to do until they're a bit later in life. And, for good reason, it's tough to know what you want to do.
Yeah.
And who knows, 10 years down the line, this might not be what I'm doing, but I know that for now, this is what I'm all in on.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my take on that is like, if you're not sure, just try something, but
But give it your all.
Yeah, give it everything, and then like figure out as you go, right?
Yeah. Because most of the time you'll learn skills that are transferable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I recently had that dilemma, I guess, with like trying to think into the future too far ahead and like overthinking which way to go or which direction to land in, right? And it was just making my brain melt. I'm like, well, no, I'm just going to stick with like coaching business owners and employees. That's it. Don't worry about the project-based stuff. Don't worry about like dashboarding and management reporting. Like just coaching. That's what we're doing.
It works.
Yeah. It works. Like let's just stick with that.
Yeah.
And if at the time it makes sense to diversify, then so be it. But let's just lean in on that.
For sure.
Yeah. And it just removes so much cognitive load.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if your mind's all over the place, you're not going to give all your brain power to something while someone else is. So that person who is giving all that brain power to one thing that you're also trying to compete with them on, they're going to far exceed you.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of the biggest things I see is like just, by nature, like entrepreneurs are creative. Like they see opportunities, they want to start this and that, but like just channeling that energy. It's almost the hardest bit to do, right?
Yeah, because there's so many opportunities. It's like the girl in the red dress, right, in the Matrix.
It's very much like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So it's focusing on that one thing that is going to be your thing and just making it that one thing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Really well put. What are your thoughts on personal branding? Like this is something that's been top of mind for me lately.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out mine and like just, I don't know, it's been a topic that's come up a lot recently.
Mhm.
You're a fan of a couple of personal brands, right? Like
Yeah.
you've got a few
Oh,
aspirational
absolutely.
brands. Yeah.
I think it's essential because if people know you, they're far more likely to trust you and they're far more likely to buy from you. Um, yeah, like
End of story.
yeah, that's, I think that's pretty well put. Obviously, to elaborate on that, like I've made sales through Instagram just from people being like, man, I've seen your videos. Or I made a sale the other day, like, oh, you're the guys with the Porsches. Like
Wow.
that's part of the personal branding.
Oh, tax deduction. Here we come.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's just being well known for what you do and being an authority in that space. And that's gonna take you so far.
Yeah. And then the details of it, just I guess that's when it gets hard, right?
Yeah, knowing what you want that personal brand to be, because everyone's got different hobbies and interests, and it's again the same thing. The girl in the red dress. What do you want that personal brand to be? Like it could be about sport, it could be about fitness, it could be about business, whatever.
Mm.
It's probably actually combining a lot of that and making yourself quite a unique personal brand.
That's
Because
it.
if you are copy and paste like that other guy doing real estate video personal brand, like that other guy doing a fitness personal brand, you don't stand out. Whereas if you're the real estate videographer who is into working out, he loves basketball, he loves hiking,
And he speaks Spanish.
and he speaks Spanish, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be other people who resonate with that, and you don't have to have the biggest personal brand, but the people who do resonate with you are really going to connect with you. And that's where you stand out. That's where you make those sales, because people are like, wow, I'm on the same page as this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a filtering tool, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's finding people that are aligned with you. I was talking to Hamish, the PT, about it the other
Mhm.
morning, just with like, as you say, like if you layer in those different random attributes,
Mhm.
like there's a gazillion PTs, but is there that many PTs that also have a podcast? Fewer.
Yeah.
Is there many that like do high functioning like ADHD chat? Even fewer again, right?
Mhm.
Are there many in Christchurch like that? No.
No. Yeah.
So then you're that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that really sets you apart.
I think where I struggle with is just like dedicating resourcing, right? Like figuring out how much time and money to spend on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe the answer is as much as possible.
Yeah, because I don't think it's going to negatively impact you by spending more on that. Like, the more well-known you are, the better, essentially, in terms of the internet.
That's it. Yeah. And so whether that's ad spend or just more output or just more channels, I don't know. It's an interesting
I
one.
think it's a combination. Yeah.
Mm.
As Gary Vee would say, like, if you think you're doing, I'm probably making this quote up, but if you think you're doing enough, double it.
Double it, yeah.
I feel like he said something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Probably.
it's paraphrasing.
I mean, he's the OG of personal branding.
He
right?
is, yeah.
Yeah. One of the first people to go like right in on it.
Mm.
Yeah. Who would you look to now as like a pretty awesome personal brand?
It's a really good question.
From a content
Hormozy.
perspective.
Hormozy.
Yeah.
It's got to be Hormozy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it has been for a wee while now, where he's just putting out all that content, all that knowledge. He's not expecting anything in return. Like his whole idea is that he's going to grow up your business through helping you for free, so that when you get to a certain level, he's going to be able to buy in and help take you to that next level.
Yeah. So simple.
It is.
Yeah. And maybe that is a really good reminder, is just to keep that strategy ultra simple. Like I was talking to someone recently about, their marketing and their personal branding and just how it all sort of integrates. And we sort of ended the conversation on like, okay, so post some like frequent value add based content, answering FAQs, leading them toward an in-person event. That's it. Measure how many people RSVP for the event and how many followers they're getting. That's it. 2 metrics: content, output, game over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really simple.
Yeah, that's all we have to track, right? And then just do more.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
more.
I guess just layer in after the fact. But
Yeah.
I think just having that really simplistic view on it is helpful, because then you don't fall into the trap of like, oh, like how many times do I post? Or like, what do I do? Or how many, you know?
Yeah. It really makes it quite clear.
Yeah. Yeah. You almost wonder if like it's advantageous to double down on the personal branding versus the business branding.
People are more likely to buy from a person than a business.
That's it.
So it might be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a hot topic at the moment. So
That's on the cards for the next 12 months.
yeah.
Once this house is sold,
Oh yeah.
which it is now,
Oh yeah.
there's going to be cash in the bank. So
Oh yeah. Nice.
that's going to be good. And
Yeah.
that's where the cash is going to be going to building out the personal brand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Becoming more well known.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know roughly what that will look like in terms of content? Or
No. I know there'll be more content coming up.
yeah.
That's for sure.
Do you think the goal though will be to direct traffic toward Agentary, or will it be to build a following, or both?
I think a bit of both.
A bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, it's going to help you in all areas of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could help with property deals. It could help with, networking overseas. When we go to hire, if we're quite well known, people are going to want to work for us.
That's a really good point.
Work with us.
Yeah. That's a really good point, actually. Hadn't even considered that, but that's
it
a really
helps
good
you
point.
find talent a lot easier.
Yeah.
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 Like if you've got people constantly messaging you like, hey, I really want to show you what I can do. I want to work with you.
Totally.
You don't even have to hire. I mean, you don't even have to do the whole
Advertise.
hiring process. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Because that's one of the hardest bits, right? Is finding that A-grade talent.
Finding the talent. Yeah. And I think we've been very lucky with the talent we've found so far. That's almost come to us. And it can't always be like that. So, or at least at the current level we're at now, like there's only so much talent that can come to us if you're only so well known. So, to fix that, become more well known.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Do you think that partly the reason for the talent that you've got is the content that you've put out? Like the bread and butter of Agentary?
I think so, yeah. Like, we've become well known for creating really high quality content and being the go-to guys if you do want that high quality content. And A players, they love to be part of something awesome, doing really good work.
Yeah.
So if we just continue doing that really good work and to an even higher level, the way I see it is we're going to build a bigger team of A players that do want to be part of that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a great way to look at personal branding and just marketing in general. Yeah, because that's something that I don't know. Like it's an interesting world with the hiring. I think at the moment, like there's apparently like record levels of unemployment, but yet it feels really hard to recruit for a lot of people. It feels like there's a bit of a difficulty around that, and whether it's the fact that A players are in existing roles and they're not necessarily looking on Seek. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and I think it might be a bit of headhunting going forward, or again, they are coming to us because we are known as the guys who do that cool work, and people want to be a part of that.
Yeah. Because what a great situation to be in, like having a flood of potential people to that would love the chance to work together with you.
Yes,
knocking on the door.
Absolutely.
Because then you can almost make room for them, right?
You can, like for the right person, there's always a role, right?
Yeah.
You will go out and make room for that, and we have to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's an exciting update, Graeme.
It is.
I'm pumped for you. That's a great 12-month recap. Couple of predictions in the future.
And who knows where episode 299 will be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, that's exciting to think.
It is. Yeah. Maybe we're even overseas doing it in our Agentary Melbourne office.
Wow. I mean, that's definitely something on my goal list, is to be able to travel around and do random podcasts. That'd be fun.
Who's first? Who's the first overseas random traveling podcast?
Well, we've done Sri Lanka.
That's right.
Yeah, so we've done that one. First international podcast, first podcast over 3 hours long. That was quite a marathon. But yeah, I love the idea of doing that kind of stuff. In fact, someone that we both have followed, Tim Nacky, that was something that just tweaked that thought in my head. I was like, how cool would it be to hit him up and do an episode in Calgary?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, yeah, I mean, 299, I think at one a week, that will be probably 2 years away if we continue at the same cadence.
Yeah.
But maybe it gets ramped up. I don't know.
Could do.
It could do. But I appreciate your time, Graeme.
Likewise, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your success, and I'll see you back for episode 299.